a thesis statement. Very important, kind of complicated. In the end, not too difficult. The main thing to remember, if you hold on to only one thing from this presentation, let it be that a thesis statement, if you boil it down, has two main parts. It summarizes what your paper is about, it tells your topic, and it makes an argument, a claim. It states your angle on the topic. In a standard 5-paragraph essay, the general flow is to start with some introduction, some context. You give your reader some background. You can imagine that you're giving a presentation. And if your reader starts reading a paper, that's more or less their experience. It's as if they've come into a room where you're presenting something. First, they'd like to know what you're all about, what you're going to be presenting, that sort of thing. In the introduction, you set the stage for things. The thesis statement in a standard 5-paragraph essay comes at the end of the first paragraph. Now that you've set the stage, you tell your reader those two main things a thesis is about. You give them a sense of your topic and your angle or argument on that topic. And then you move forward to the body paragraphs of the essay and finally conclude. The thesis is a pivotal moment in an essay, and it doesn't always have to be put in this location, and it doesn't even need to be explicitly stated. It depends. Most generally, though, it looks like this. So, some example theses. The widespread adoption of self-driving cars in the next 10 years will make the world safer and more productive. The topic is clear. The issue of self-driving cars. The angle is also pretty evident. It will make the world safer and more productive, and the time frame here is 10 years. Let's look at a second example, and you can decide whether this fits the bill. Is it a thesis? The Liberty Bell, located in Philadelphia, has a crack in it. What's the topic? It's about the crack in the Liberty Bell. What's the angle? Well, there isn't really an angle. It doesn't make a claim or state an argument. It's more or less just a statement. A good rule of thumb for determining whether something is a claim is whether it can potentially be refuted. I'll adjust the statement to illustrate what I mean. More people need to travel to visit the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia. That's making a claim. The author wants more people to go. You can test it out by putting yourself on the other side of that claim. You could just as well write, no one should ever travel to visit the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia. That's still a thesis, just a different claim. Start out with a working thesis, a tentative thesis. One main thing to keep in mind is that you don't need to know your thesis right away. When you start writing a paper, all you need is a general idea, a working thesis. You might need more information. If you're writing a 10-page paper, you might not know how general or specific to make your thesis statement because you aren't sure how much detail you'll need to have in your essay, how broad or narrow the scope will be. Not exactly. You won't know until the essay is written. All you need is your topic and a general idea of your thesis. Just start with something, then draft the paper, and come back when you revise and take a second look at the thesis. Rephrase it so that it fits the way the paper actually goes. Now, let's look at a third example. For this one, I'll give you several options, and we'll see which one is best. Let's say the paper is about plant-based meats. Which is best? In a rapidly changing world, plant proteins have been discovered. I think Beyond Burgers are better than the real thing. This essay will be about why plant-based meats have benefits over animal proteins. The consumption of animal protein is unhealthy and unsustainable and should be replaced by plant-based meats. So let's look at the first one. In a rapidly changing world, plant proteins have been discovered. It's sort of elaborate sounding, but not really making a claim or summarizing the essay. It's more or less just a weird sentence. Okay, so then let's see the second one. I think Beyond Burgers are better than the real thing. That's fine, but it's a statement of personal experience, so it's not making a claim. It can't be refuted exactly, and it doesn't give the reader a sense of the essay's topic. Hopefully the paper is about more than, I ate a burger and it was good. And let's look at the next one. This essay will be about why, etc. That's a good one to look at. Comes up sometimes. And I'm not sure why, really. It's not necessary to announce, to assert, to proclaim that the paper, what it's going to be about. Far better to just say it. To omit the part, the essay will be about. To just say. So yeah, process of elimination there. The correct answer is the last one. The consumption of animal protein is unhealthy and unsustainable and should be replaced by plant-based meats. There's a topic, and there's an angle. Right there, that's a thesis. So, I hope this has been helpful. Check out my other videos for other tips. I'll share more about thesis statements as well. It's an important topic, and there's a lot to be said for how to tweak them. I'm happy to answer any questions that come up for you when you're working on a thesis statement. So let me know.